Don't know.
Defensively, they had 4 starters with 20 points. What did you feel like was?
I mean, I think to get back to your first question, we probably got to do something different at halftime.
The 4 starters over 20 for the Cavs. What do you feel like were the key breakdowns you guys had defensively today?
Well, Mitchell, got going, and we had some mistakes there, and part of it, he's a great player. He just jumps over you and makes shots. So some of that stuff you can't do much about. But yeah, look, I mean, the first 3 quarters were rough. Fourth quarter, I liked our fight in the fourth quarter. We kept at it, and we're not gonna give in.
I think they just had 3 straight threes, something along those lines. I think you guys held like 10 or 11 up until that point defensively. What was that? How much of that was just them having really good ball movement on those shots? And then did you see breakdowns on your end? Was that just a couple of really good offensive plays on that?
Yeah, it was. There were chain reaction plays, and they could shoot. They could shoot, and they got us in rotation more than we wanted to. And I'll have to look at it to give you the exact breakdown, but there were problems, and they made shots.
What just impressed you about Drew today? Obviously, he came out in attack mode from the beginning. Just what did you like about his all-around game?
Yeah, and I believe it's a career high for him. So it's obviously we need our star guys to be stars. He's one of our stars. Pascal's one of our stars. Ben's going to have to be one of our stars. But star players got to do everything. Not just score. And so, we're gonna lean heavily on these guys to take defensive matchups, to be leaders on the floor, and the need to score the ball. And so, those 3 guys in particular are very, very important.
I guess on the flip side of that, what do you need? I guess what's reasonable to ask offensively from the rest of the guys. I think overwhelming majority of the points have come from guys who have been around, from Mathurin, from Siakam, from TJ, from Andrew.
There's a pretty good percentage of shots that I like that didn't go down tonight, and we just simply have to stay the course. And if you're open, shoot. And that's it. And I go through this whole thing, every other game about how I don't look at stats. I'm just looking at body language and how guys are stepping in, and that's the most important thing is to be in position and focus on process. And we're going to make our share of shots. We made plenty of shots against Charlotte. Tonight was more difficult.
You guys have talked for years about how you knew Drew was capable of creating his own shot for others, but has been in an off-ball role at times. What have you thought of how he's done doing that since he came back from injury?
Yeah, there's a lot on his shoulders, and he's having to create too much. And I want to get some of this load off of him, and so we've got to do a better job offensively. And I got to look closely at this game. I mean, this is a high-level team, and they played us physically, and we had too many possessions that weren't good possessions, and so we've got to be able to have shot creation, and so certainly a lot of it comes off of our better players and our creators. TJ's a big part of that. Mathurin is going to be a big part of that because he gets the ball places, and he's gotten better and better at making those simple reads and simple plays, and we're going to need him to do that.